Hi, my name is Barkavi Ram.
Hi, my name is Kaylee Wright.
We are Girl Scouts, Cadet Girl Scouts from Group 30555.
We chose Styrofoam recycling as our Silver Award project because we wanted to do something that would help the environment. My aunt was holding a Styrofoam recycling event in Northborough, and when she told us about it, we knew immediately we wanted to do the same in Westborough. We went to the Northborough event to help out, and we learned a lot. We met Dave and Barbara Sherman, who own ReFoamIt, and eventually asked if they would be our sponsors. They said yes. And now over to Barkavi, who will talk about our poster.
This is the poster that we bring to other ReFoamIt events that we help out with. We use this to educate the public about Styrofoam. These are a couple of Styrofoam facts. We're doing this for our Silver Award project, and before we started the project, we had to do a cadet journey. The journey that our Girl Scout troop chose was the media journey. Once we finished that journey, we got these patches and went on with the rest of our Silver Award project. These are just some requirements for the rest of our Silver Award project to finish them. This symbol right here is used for what we take for Styrofoam. If this is not on the Styrofoam that you take, we can't accept it. These two signs are what we can and can't recycle. And down here at the bottom is the process of which the Styrofoam is recycled. Back to what we can and can't recycle. There are multiple types of packing peanuts. The ones we can take, like make a snapping noise when you crack them. And the ones that we can't take are squishy, and some of them even disintegrate in water, which are called the corn types of packing peanuts. We can also take meat trays and Dunkin' Donuts cups without the wrappers. The meat trays have to say PS6 and also have to make a cracking noise when you snap them. We can also take egg cartons. It would also be helpful for us if you would separate the colored Styrofoam from the white Styrofoam. Now let's meet Dave and Barbara Sherman, the founders of ReFoamIt. Let's ask them a couple of questions. Hi, Dave and Barbara Sherman.
Hi, Barkavi.
How long have you been in this business?
Well, we started ReFoamIt in 2009, and we started it in order to collect Styrofoam and recycle it. We work with a partner, Ron Colveros, at KWD Warehouse in Rhode Island, and between both of us, we have recycled over 3 million pounds of Styrofoam.
What do you do when you go to different towns and collect Styrofoam?
Well, when we go to the towns, we try to educate the people on what we take and what we don't take, and how to bring it to us. We like to have things rinsed off so the meat trays are clean and the tape is removed and there's no cardboard, things like that. And we teach people about what we do with it and how we process it. And we try to get people to tell their friends about Styrofoam recycling, that it can actually be recycled. And generally try to make it so each time we go to that town, we collect more and more.
Why do you need money for each ReFoamIt event?
Well, it's expensive to run ReFoamIt. We have to buy equipment. We have trailers and trucks. We have to pay insurance, pay the gas and the diesel fuel, and have something for our time. So we do have to charge in order to transport the Styrofoam.
What is the purpose of your business and why did you start it?
ReFoamIt was started to educate people that Styrofoam can be recycled. Most people think Styrofoam cannot be recycled because they can't bring it to their towns, they can't bring it to the recycling centers, and they don't know what to do with it. We wanted to get the word out so people knew they could recycle it. We also wanted to keep it out of all the landfills. Styrofoam, as you mentioned before, never breaks down, and it just sits in the landfills. So we need to keep it out of there so that we don't fill up all the landfills. And we would like to find a purpose for the styrofoam so that it can be recycled and can be made into different products.
What happens to the styrofoam you collect?
When we collect the styrofoam, we transport it to our plant in Rhode Island. And from there, it gets ground up into smaller pieces. And it goes into another machine that will squeeze all the air out of it. And it has a screw press, and it just keeps pushing it in. And through friction, it warms up enough to stick together. And in that process, it creates a block like this one. It's 16 inches square, and we cut them off 4 feet long. And at that point, they will weigh anywhere from 60 to 150 pounds. And it, depending on what we're running that day, will depend on how heavy they'll be. And then from there, we can put them in a shipping container, and they can be shipped anywhere in the world. And people take, and they make, go into directly making picture frames or house molding. And they actually do not add anything else to the styrofoam. They just melt it and turn it back into a styrene plastic and run it through the molds, and out the other end comes picture frame material or house molding. The other option is people can take it and turn it back into a styrene pellet like this, and then it can go into making automobile parts, the little plastic brackets under the hood of the car that holds all the wires into place, or bumpers, or most anything with plastic, it could go into that as a recycled part of it. They can use a certain amount of recycled product in it. And that's pretty much what happens to it.
And remember, anything that we've recycled into new product can be recycled again when they break. So it ends up taking it completely out of the environment and reuses the same material over and over again.
Do you have any interesting facts about styrofoam?
Well, styrofoam is made up of about 98% air. And when we throw our trash out, on average, we have about 1/3 of the trash is filled with styrofoam, which creates quite a big volume of trash.
And other interesting facts are when you do put styrofoam in your landfills, it becomes a hazard to animals and birds that would, this stuff gets broken up, and then next thing you know, it's blowing across the ground, and some bird thinks it's bird feed, and he's eating it, and then it's messing up his stomach, and we're causing problems for our animal life. That's one of the big reasons we'd like to recycle it. Okay.
Thank you for coming down here today and spending some time with us. We look forward to working with you in our Styrofoam Collection Day.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the name of our project, Reduce, Reuse, ReFoamIt. I came up with this name while Bargavy and I were brainstorming. I was thinking about the motto, Reduce, Reuse, Recycle, and it came to me, Reduce, Reuse, ReFoamIt. We like to call it R3 for short.
The first thing we did after we did our journey was contact the Westborough Board of Health. The director, Mr. McNulty, was so kind and helped us figure out where we should hold our first event. He said the Board of Health would love to partner with us because this is a very good cause. He handed out the postcards for us for Hazardous Waste Day this year and said we could hold a Westborough recycling event in conjunction with the Hazardous Waste Day in 2012. Now let's talk about the funding for our project. Our goal is to raise $2,000, which would be enough for 2 truck visits per year for 5 years. First, we held a yard sale last spring and raised over $500. Then, when we helped out at the Framingham event, we collected over $70 in our donation jar.
During the Northborough event, a manager, Dave Kaiser from Central One Federal Credit Union, introduced himself to my aunt, and he said he may be interested in helping us. We followed up with him and had 2 meetings with him and his marketing manager, Monique. Central One has agreed to be the sole sponsor of our first event on March 24th, 2012.
We also applied for a grant from Tufts Coming School. They awarded us $300 for our R3 Silver Award project. So far, we have around $1,000 for our project.
So, we're well on our way to helping Westborough keep styrofoam out of landfills. We really appreciate everyone's support.
Please remember to save all your styrofoam from Christmas gifts, egg cartons, meat and veggie trays, packing materials, Dunkin' Donut cups, or anything with the PS6 symbol on it.
And if you could separate the styrofoam from the colored styrofoam, that would help a lot. Also, we will collect plastic flatware, so keep them separate too.
Thanks again for helping us make Westborough an even better place to live.
You can follow our progress on Facebook. Simply look us up at R3 Reduce, Reuse, ReFoam. Thank you.